Okay. Y'all do let me know if today winds up being slightly less glitchy. When I was playing videos this morning, watching some of Laura Nettles' videos and some of the other authortube videos, I was getting less glitching on the YouTube playback. So y'all let me know if today is any better than it has been. I mean, I can tell that it's still a little bit glitchy, but I don't know. I'm hoping that it's better. I don't know. Anyway, so I hope that you are having a wonderful first Monday of February. I just realized I haven't done my dry erase calendar yet. That's something I need to do today. So today is Monday. It is February 1st, and I'm hoping to get some work done today. I have already checked my analytics for January. So I have the basic rough draft of my blog post already done. I still have to do a little bit of editing for it, but I've already essentially knocked that off of my list for today. So I feel like today's going to be a good day for getting stuff done. I hope, anyway. So I have not yet pulled an oracle card for the day, so let me do that real quick. So we will take the one that is on top, and it is the Giraffe Spirit. It says, see the big picture is the main message. So that is our, are you going to focus? There we go. See the big picture, the Giraffe Spirit. So sort of take a step back, look at it from a higher perspective, from a different perspective, more distance. Don't be so emotionally involved in something if you're having an argument with somebody. It also could be in regards to planning for this year, this month. Like, take a step back and what are the big things you want to accomplish? And then you can sort of settle down and figure out the small things, the steps you need to take to get there. F, G. Yes, I was saying the alphabet in my head, like I always do. So giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When the giraffe spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing, and see the bigger picture that you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances. So stretch yourself. Maybe we should do some yoga as well. Like, maybe that should be a thing for February. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Hidden things. Interesting. Spirit will bestow on you a new perspective that might make all the difference. But the warning part of it, the first part is a question. I'm like, are you sticking your neck out too far, reaching too high, instead of looking around you to see the conditions on the ground? Interesting. So are you ignoring the foundations? Are you ignoring the basics that need to be done? That's a real good question, and I feel like in some of my writing that is definitely appropriate. So that's the spirit for today, is the giraffe spirit. I think that's also a pretty good card to have today. Laura says, will our tongues turn long and purple if we channel the spirit? I don't know. I mean, it would probably help if you could get like one of the grape airheads in terms of the purple tongue. But I don't know about lengthening your tongue. So okay, so let me say hi to the chat. So So Megan is here and says hello, and then Becca says hello. I clicked on them opposite of what I thought I did. So yes, and I have done the kitten thumbnails for the week. kitten or cats. You know, you're obsessed with the kitties. Yes. And I definitely, the mood that I was in when I created them was sort of definitely like they're looking at you. They're wondering where the words are. They want the words, but also they really want you to turn your laptop on and work on it so that it heats up enough for them to want to lay on it. So that's the goal, is to turn your computer on and make it warm enough that a cat would want to sit on it. That's the goal. Laura says, I have submitted 4 short stories and flash fictions in the past 4 days to anthologies. Go you. That is amazing. And 2 poems last week. Woot! Need to write 1 more flash and 1 more short this week. You are amazing, Laura. You are just amazing. That is wonderful. And CB says, this is a sweet thumbnail. I love cats, even though I'm super allergic. I'm glad that you can at least enjoy the cuteness from pictures. So Laura says, the flash fiction is based off of the painting Boy's Head by Gustav Gwozdecki. Probably butchered that. Interesting. I don't know that I have seen that picture. Let me look it up. How do you spell his name? Okay. Gustav. G-W Gwozdecki. Okay. Gwozdecki. Yes. That one. That's what I meant. What does it look like, though? Oh, okay. I remember you talking about this, how it's just like the boy's head or the doll's head that's showing in the shadows. Okay. Let me share this in case y'all have not seen Laura's video on it. I can't remember if it was a video or if it was a live stream. But it's very creepy. Very creepy. Here we go. It's this one, where it's just sort of like he's just coming out of the shadows and you can't tell a whole lot about him. So yeah, I remember you talking about that. So yeah, but that is very cool. That is very cool. And Petra says hello, and so does Elizabeth. And Elizabeth says, way to go, Laura. Don't take it so personal. The giraffe card hit pretty close to home. Yes. It is a good card, I think. So I'm excited about it. You nearly missed this, but you found your art easel. Ooh, yay. So you're going to be doing art. That is awesome. Elizabeth says, oh no, so scary. Yeah, very scary. Very creepy. Because you can't tell just from his face if he's, I don't know. There's so many possibilities where that could go, which is why I think that is a wonderful painting or image to use for a writing prompt, is because the potential for all kinds of different stories is there. So yeah, okay. I need a warm-up sprint, I think, to edit the rest of this blog draft and then switch over to, I think, more editing and re-outlining for Gray 1.2. So that's what I'm going to be working on first, I think, is finishing the blog draft. Because I know I'm going to want to add some pictures, but I don't want to look for them while I'm on stream. Because that feels like it's kind of a silly thing to do. So Laura says, the piece I originally wrote for the picture was too long. It's 2,300 words, and that particular anthology will only take up to 1K. So you submitted it to a different one instead. Nice. Very nice. Shadow's Lair says, I don't know if I'm going to be doing art today, but it was good to find my easel. That is true. Now you have the potential to do so. Okay. So I think I'm still going to do the penguins because they're cute, even though I don't have the excuse that it's still January. Still winter, right? Anyway. Okay. Make you bigger. And maybe it will eventually. Okay. I think. No. Okay. There we go. That was confusing. There were far too many buttons that didn't quite work right at the time I wanted it to. Okay. So Elizabeth Wright says, I need to read up on the literary period of realism today. Okay. So research, but also probably for your teaching job. So, okay. Here's your first set of reminders. 1, save your document if you have been working already this morning. 2, make sure that you have something to drink. Stay hydrated. 3, make sure you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back. Do a posture check. If you need a longer stretch, make sure you take one. If you need to do some of Austin K's Cthulhu hands and hand stretches, please do so. And 4, if you need to get up, walk around, or go get a snack from the kitchen, please do so. Make sure that you are taking care of you. That's your first set of reminders. Nagging reminders. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our first sprint in 3, 2, 1. Maybe. There we go. Yay, go. Okay, that is the end of the first round. Let me pause Pete so he doesn't run away with himself. Okay, so I think I've about finished the draft of the blog. I'm playing with whether or not I want to add percentages rather than just the straight numbers. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I think I'm about done with the first draft of the blog. And so it's sitting at 570 words. So yeah. So that feels pretty nice. I've realized that since I guess like October, maybe November. I think November, because it was like nano brain. I stopped checking my statistics daily. And so I just have like the month totals from November through January, essentially. And so I had set up these spreads to track. So I had for like every day, whether or not I posted a video, how many views, watch hours, all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't bother to do that. And because I don't know why, but because when I was first starting, I was doing that like every day. And so I have like these completely filled out. But now I just have the month ones. So, sometimes I guess it doesn't really pay to get ahead of yourself and do like a whole 6 months worth of, because I still have I've got these boxes for that I had done last year, thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna absolutely check these like all the time, and so I'm not. So I don't really know what to do. Like I might cover those over with something else and do something else with those pages, because they're not as useful as I thought they would be, to my brain anyway. So yeah, so I've got that. And then I've got my monthly word counts that I'm keeping. So these are fun. So it's nice to kind of see those. But I also have them in spreadsheets. So having them in like 3 different places, because I have word counts in my main bullet journal as well as that statistics notebook. It's kind of, I think it's a little bit overwhelming to have it in 3 different places. So I think I'm going to be focusing mainly on keeping it just in the main bullet journal and in my spreadsheet, because I'm not reaching for those statistics pages as much. So yeah. So I guess it's just like evolving needs and what you think you're going to need versus what you actually decide to use. All that kind of fun stuff. It's just learning. It's learning curve. But let me see how everybody's doing. Okay. So there was talk of an injury. Where was it? Shadowslayer says, my FBI file is likely growing. Lol, just Googled what happens to a person's leg if the hamstring is sliced. Yes, divided by sight. It's a very good question. Does it paralyze them? CB says, I would have thought the paralysis of the leg only happened with severed Achilles tendon, but you're no expert. It does prevent them from walking or standing, but it does not paralyze, which means that you described the injury correctly. So it prevents them from standing and walking. So is it putting the weight on the leg then that becomes impossible? Because I'm assuming they can still like move the knee. But if they can't walk on it and they can't stand on it, it seems like it's the pressure and the weight bearing process that is then compromised. CB says, Michael Flatley blew out his left calf on a stage at the London Palladium on the first night of Lord of the Dance, the original tour. Ooh, interesting. Shadowslayer says, they also lose a lot of blood, which you had described, but wanted to be sure. One thing you don't like about a whole lot of fantasy novels is how they ignore realistic injuries. Well, I mean, if you've got a mage or a healer that can just wave a hand and you're all better, then there's not a whole lot of meaning to realistic injury, is there? But yeah, all that sounds very painful. Shadowslayer says, you almost wrote February 1st, 2019. It's like you completely erased 2020. Oh no. Ouch. Yeah. So Rosalind says, I'm here. Your son's preschool is being ... There's a lot that could be said in that ... Shadowslayer says, my son says, that's okay. We're all trying to delete it. Yeah. It's not easy to, it's not that easy to gutter 2020 for some people. Yeah. Or to forget it. I wish it would be in the gutter. I'm just not. Yeah. So CB got 161 words. Nice. The Shadowslayer says, to gutter, it seems like we would be like what you would like to do to 2020 as well. Yeah. CB, until I started to talk therapy, I had been using occlumency. What is occlumency? Interesting. I'll have to look that up in a minute. Shadowslayer got 55 words. CB says, yeah, imagine 2020 was a bowling ball and you just throw it in the gutter on purpose every time. You managed to go bowling 3 times in 2020. Usually you go a lot more often. Yeah. Elizabeth has been reading about the author's need to critique the many problems of the 100 and of the 180 in the realism period. They had just come out of the romantic period and were tired of the rose-colored perspective. Yes. I think with romanticism, there's also that desire for nostalgia. There is an element with every period of nostalgia for the period that's just passing. But with the romance period in particular, there was a lot of romanticization of the past periods and like how good people had it, but they really didn't. It was more like, I wish I was a rich, privileged person in this time period. And then I wouldn't be having these problems as a middle-class person. I would be, having a wonderful life if I was a rich, privileged person. Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And then there's also the effect of technology that was advancing at that point in time. And so I think at the end of the romantic period, people were like, oh, okay, I guess the technology is here to stay. And if you're not embracing the technology, you're kind of behind the times. So let's face reality and the technology and the benefits the technology is giving us, as well as the drawbacks as well. But 1800s, yeah. Megan worked on 2 troublesome sentences. You're going to have to rewrite them as one single sentence and add some extra details too. Very nice. Sentence structures are really fun, but also really complicated. Devin says, howdy. Hello, Devin. It would just hurt a lot. Yes. Makes them unable to put white and can't move the leg properly. Gotcha. So there is some function tied to the knee swing. TB says, I've been lucky that you've only had one very serious leg injury, green stick fracture just under the growth plate when you were 11 months. Ooh, ouch. Cheryl is here. Hello. Just dropping by to leave a like. Can't stay since you have a meeting to be in. Happy sprinting. Happy sprinting to you as well. And thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. Exactly. The Industrial Revolution had just come to Norway, Yes, we were late and had a lot of people had problems. Yeah, I mean, that's across the board. There's a huge lot of problems because you suddenly have science telling people who only had faith before, no, there's a reason why this happens. And some people don't like to be told that. So, yeah, I've never had any serious muscle injuries. Yeah. I don't think I have either, which I'm very grateful for. Very. Okay, so it is now the second writing sprint. And like we did yesterday, the second writing sprint, feel free to be to fill the chat with your shameless self promo in case you want to. You don't have to, but in case you want to. And we will use Pete for this time period, this sprinty sprint. So reminders. 1, save your document, which I have not done since I added like 200 words. So save your document. 2, make sure you drink something. 3, make sure you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, if you need a snack, you need a longer stretch break, make sure you do it. Take care of yourself as you are writing, okay? Those are your 4 reminders, and we can now get started. In 3, 2, maybe. There we go. 1, go! Okay. Okay, so let's figure out. I don't know what I'm doing today. I feel I think what I'm really doing is I'm reorganizing. Now that I've looked at my analytics and sort of seen kind of the numbers that I achieved in different categories of my writing, I'm sort of realigning my brain to what I wanted to accomplish in quarter one. So now that if quarter one is done, kind of like trying to figure out how much I have accomplished. So I'm looking, I've gone back and I've looked at my quarterly goals page in my main journal, and I have like kind of eyeballed what I still have left, which is a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. I think I was a bit too ambitious because there's like some significant things that need to get done in the next 2 months if I want to get my quarterly goals still accomplished. So I don't know. There's a lot to get done. So there it is. Okay, let's see how everybody is doing. And also, yes, this was the shameless self-promo list timer, whatever we want to call it. So Heather came in with the second channel and said hello. And Laura says, I have a vlog coming out soon, your process of submitting a few short stories to anthologies. And also you just released the writing craft book review on Writing in the Dark, which I was watching earlier today. It's very good. Devin has provided the Linktree page for Devin. Will you show, please? Thank you. Maybe. There we go. Stevie has paid for the clarinet exam this morning, washed your hair, talked to mom, watched the Royal Rumble, took a nap, all the kind of fun things. That feels definitely like that is an accomplishment to get all of that done today. So that's amazing. And okay, so Divided by Sight says, I have a fun video discussing different genres of fantasy, and then you have a live streams Friday at 3, and on Instagram there's your handle, and you also have Hunted the Immortal Kiss is now on Amazon, which is fantastic. And Laura joined us. Laura Parkinson said, hey there, just finished dinner, now you're ready to write, which is awesome. And okay, so here is Lauren's correct handle name, which is at Lauren Adele 1987. And I also, like, looking at my numbers, I just need 64K before the last week of April, and I will have actually accomplished a 500,000 wordy in a year, which is awesome. And I have 30 followers on Twitch and 373 here on YouTube. So that's my, I'm like, oh, look. And Glory Writes the Blues says, hey, y'all. And, okay, so Alley Cat is here and says, you might take a nap, but might eat first. So you might get a little bit of writing and homework in after all. There you go. All the possibilities. And Alley Cat also says, I recently joined a book club, which you're happy about, and you haven't been in one for a while. Oh, that's nice. I like book clubs. They can be really, really fun. So Heather says, you're getting ready for speaking at a local writers meeting via Zoom, which will be at the end of the month, and starting to get some research done for that. Excellent. That is great. Megan fixed some troublesome sentences and you're working on editing. Yay! I don't know what I'm doing today. Is you every day, Alley Cat. Yeah, that's just kind of like the vibe that I have today. So Petra says 342. Very nice. Very nice. Danielle, it might be because you had still watched me kind of recently. So I think you can click on the like 3 little dots if you don't want to see my videos anymore, and say that you're not interested. And then hopefully I will not show up in your feed anymore if you do not care to watch. So there you go. And CB got 303. Very nice. Elliot Cat says, because it's YouTube. Yes, exactly. So yeah, divided by site, click the video until it says uninterested. Yeah. As maybe not so quick. No writing that time. Well, maybe some editing then. Alley Cat did dishes and came from another live stream. Excellent. Elizabeth says, finished with the planning of the Norwegian lessons about the realism period. Now on to planning the social studio study. Is this a typo or is this a Norwegian word that I do not know? Some sort of lesson for tomorrow. And Charlie is here, says, hey, how are you, Charlie? And Divide by Sight said, it snowed here. It's so pretty. Nice. Charlie. Everybody welcomes Charlie. Charlie says, I'm trying to figure your week out. I hope everything is going well for everybody else. Yes. Yeah, that is definitely the vibe for Mondays. Operation Put a Ring on It is go. Nice. The mind reading thing, I'm going to have to look that up because I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. So I will look that up later. It's supposed to snow where CB is. And okay, so occlumency shields the mind, and however you say that, is the mind reading thing. Interesting. Just finished editing a video for your new channel. Ooh, yay. Are we finally getting the sewing and crafting channel? Yay. I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. Divided by Sight says, Becca has a new channel. What? Laura broke 150 subscribers this weekend. Very nice. Very nice. CB says, Tony and Pepper have a soulmate link, and he uses occlumency when he needs to keep something confidential. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, so congrats to Laura. We broke them. What are we breaking? Oh, broke every single subscriber. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. And Heather says, I was just changing something in your email signature and messed it up and I had to completely read. Oh no. At least that is relatively easy to figure out, is changing the signature. So, okay, study. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the sprint. So if we do the full 30, that will take us to 245. So let's go ahead and do that. And okay. So your reminders one more time. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have something to drink. I will disappear for just a minute to go refill my water glass. 3, make sure you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back to do a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need that longer break, stretch break, whatever, snack break, make sure you get that because you need to remember to take care of you. All right, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe. Yes. Okay. Okay. That is the end of that sprint. How'd we do? I'm messing with the formatting of the document that I have like a crap ton of work in. It's my re-outline and corrections table. So essentially like a giant page of like all that giant document of all the edits that I need to do for the next draft of Project Gray. And I initially had it in a table, and I've shown that to the live stream before. But I realized that once I started using the like navigation pane over on the left-hand side of Word, if I change the left-hand column, which has the chapter numbers or this chapter and scene numbers in them, even if I change those to heading formats, it does not show up in the navigation panes because it's within a table. So I have to figure out a different way to do it so that I can easily navigate through. And I had been doing bookmarks and having the bookmarks at the top of the page, but I was not getting as much use out of those as I thought. So I was like, oh, it'll be a quick fix. I'll just like copy paste the stuff from the table into, it's not that simple because when I copy and paste it, the formatting remains as like a table cell. And then like, if you copy paste it, if you paste it with just the text, it's weird. So I was frustrated, but I did get another like maybe 150 words of like redoing the goals for quarter one. And so today I've I don't know. I started out, like, oh, hey, I've already accomplished a couple things this morning. Like today will be a good day for getting things done. And now I've just kind of like, I felt like I kind of stalled today. But so after the stream, my mom has informed me that our local library today is a day where it's open for an in-person visit if you have an appointment. So she's made an appointment for us to go and see the library in person, which means like very nice. So I can finally get my like updated proper library card for where we now live, because we had failed to do that before lockdown started. And so then like all the libraries have been very hesitant, rightly so. So I can finally get my proper new library card and donate some books that are not proper for donating to like the middle and high schools. So I can go ahead and sort of like take some of the stacks of books that I had cleaned off of my shelves back there. So I'm hoping that like the outing to the library will like feel nice. So yeah, so it's kind of like, it's kind of a daunting task to redo this document because it's over 30,000 words long. And so having to redo that is going to be frustrating. So I might not redo it. I might just leave it as it is. We'll see. I mean, it kind of works as it is. Kind of. It would work more efficiently if I redid the whole thing. I just don't know that I want to. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm like, eh. So yeah. So after the stream, I'm going to go to the library, and then I'm going to come back and be in the chat for a couple of live streams because I know that Charlie has been recording podcasts live on Mondays, and Glory Writes the Blues with the Awkward Sibling Hour has started up with season 2, and Austin K has Monday Night Writes again, and so sort of things like that. And so y'all should definitely check out Devin's playlist. Let me pop that in the stream so that you'll have that. maybe if my computer will let me. So yeah, so the last sprint was partly for just frustration, but I have redone the things that I want to accomplish in the rest of the quarter. So I have, and this is like all of my goals, both writing and physical wise. So I've made like little mini calendars so I can mark off the days, and I have done like a little checkbox where I can say like, in progress or done, and then I can write the date that I achieve things down. So I think that will work much better than, because let me show you what I did for this past week when I was attempting to do my last week of time tracking. I just set it up, and then I was like, this is not my thing. Like that was all I did for last week, time tracking wise. I was just like, it was a nice attempt, and it worked kind of well, interestingly, like for the first week or so, for the first really week when I was excited about it. But then I was like, this is not working. So I have tried that. So if you have any sort of like ways of tracking time that you think work well for you, hit me up, let me know, because that wasn't my thing. So yeah, so just I did get something accomplished today, which is good. So I've gotten several things. I've journaled. I've redone my goals for the next 2 months. I've figured out a way to make my outline and corrections better. So it is progress. It's just not super obvious progress. So make the foundations. Then I can pay attention to all the little details. So that's sort of like what I'm going to be trying to do this week, I guess. So yeah, so let's see what everybody in the chat did. Okay, so we were talking about temperatures falling and being very cold. Laura says there are so many anthologies looking for horror. If in February there is no way you can write for all of them in time. I wonder if February is super heavy because people are like, I don't want those lovey-dovey Valentine stories. I want horror. It'd be kind of interesting if that's why. Also, when is the Lunar New Year? Like, I should probably write that down on my calendar, because I have not. So I should probably figure out when that is. Devin hears about new ones all the time. And Divided by Sight says, yes, there's also one for fantasy if you're interested. Ooh. Okay, and Devin is coming in with the awesomeness and has mentioned Authors Publish, posted a new list of open calls. Because I know about the submission grinder, but I have not tried looking at Authors Publish recently. So I'm going to have to take a look at that. And then Devin is even more awesome with a link. So thank you, Devin. That is great. And Devin, Divided by Sight says, thanks, Devin. And Divided by Sight also got 5 pages edited. That's awesome. That is great. Elizabeth says, I'm finished with all the lessons. Woohoo! Maybe you can actually fit in some words before bed. That would be very nice. The Shadow Slayer got 58 words that time. Very nice. I think that was an increased 3 from last time, which is good. Extra words. Small extra words. Very nice. Petra got 408 words. CB got 570. Ooh, nice. Megan says, I finished the first scene of chapter 1. Yay! It grew from 500-ish words to 900-ish words. You can't wait to see what happens in chapter 2. Ooh, so you're discovery writing this time. You're not outlining. Nice. Alicat says, I kind of failed at making a grilled cheese sandwich, but you tried. Did you use American cheese? Did you forget to take the plastic wrap off? Did you forget to butter the pan? Did you burn it? I'm just trying to figure out how all the ways that I have failed, pretty much. Grilled cheese sandwiches, those were all from experience. So yes, I have grilled plastic before, which was not good. Don't eat that. I didn't, but doesn't smell good. Alley Cat says, I've been trying to let your dog outside, but he won't go. Sometimes he doesn't want to. He's just stubborn. Oh no. Yeah, it's very frustrating with the formatting. And if I had thought about it beforehand, I would have known and just done it the right way the first time, but I didn't. I was like, I'm going to put it in a table so it looks fancy. Charlie says, I stared into my soul, asking, what is it that you really want? Answers flowed forth without focus, like a school of fish fleeing a predator. I sought to calm them, but they see shards in every shadow. Well, in that case, maybe they should make the shape of a shark, and you should write the shark story. So Al says, hi. Hello, Al. How you doing? And watching Salvation on Netflix is such an annoying show. Oh, no. There's a nuke headed for the planet. We're all going to die, but let's argue politics. Sabotage is the only thing to save us. Well, that's probably close to reality, in honesty. Rose says, I track my projects by time and by trees and time app. Oh, then let the apps track them for you. Interesting. Then I guess, do you have like a different tree for each kind of project? So like you do the pine tree for I don't know, whatever like project that would be. And then, interesting. That would be kind of cool. So, okay, so the Lunar New Year is the 12th. Okay, which is... I'm laughing because it's a friend's birthday. And she is very into astrology and whatnot, so it's perfect. How do you forget to take the plastic off of cheese? So we've had packets of like American-esque cheese that were like fancy, and they didn't each individually have sleeves. So you would just peel them off of the stack. And then, so I thought that was the kind of cheese they were. So I just peeled, and I forgot that was one that was like the cheaper one that was like still wrapped in plastic. That's how. So yeah, I have done it before. Yeah. Laura says, thanks, Devin. Just found Ghost Orchid Press. Ooh, which is a perfect fit for a short story you have already written. You just need to tweak the ending to make it more horrifying. Fun. Alley-Cat says, no. For some reason, the sandwich didn't exactly stick very well together for the longest time. One side burned more than the other, but that's normal for me. Also struggled because of the cheese. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was too cold in the fridge and the cheese was more frozen. The cheese was falling out. You don't have the square cheese, unfortunately, and you just use shredded cheese. Oh, I don't think I've ever made a shredded cheese sandwich. Like cheese toasty, maybe. Honestly, I think the shreds sometimes have a higher melting point than like the grilled cheese, like slabs of American. I don't know. CB says, great. Now I want a grilled cheese. Make your one. Go make one. Have dinner. That's your easy dinner. Laura says, the cemetery was chilly in the October air. Leaves fell to their doom, despite already being dead, like the child being lowered into the ground. Margaret cast her eyes to the tiny wooden coffin. So good. Laura just has this amazing way with words and just paints this picture so well. It's great. It is great. Alicat seconds the notion that Subi should make a grilled cheese sandwich. Sounds good to me. Okay, so there is Devon's playlist at the bottom of the chat. Please make sure that you go over and say hi. If you're not subscribed to Devon, but you have been using Devon's playlists, you might as well subscribe. And so, yeah, so I will hopefully be in the chats for some of the streams later tonight after I get back from the library. So that will be fun. So I will see y'all later. Thank you very much for joining me today, and have a great rest of the Monday and the first of the month.